Happening now, a first alert action day as we brace for more severe weather. Let's go right to Dave now. Dave, you've got some more information to pass on about this severe weather.
Tornado warning in effect right now, Maggie. This is for Madison as well as Yazoo counties. We had a severe thunderstorm warning issued a short time ago. Now it has been converted to a tornado warning. There is a potential tornado very close to Bentonia right now. This is where Highway 49 is. Highway 49 coming from Vernon up through Bentonia. And this is the cell that we're watching. It's going to be crossing the Big Black River in the next few minutes. A tornado warning in effect until 5:30, about another 30 minutes. What's included or what towns are in this? We are right now most concerned about Flora and also up through about Merleville and, of course, Bentonia itself. This is the area in the red box that we are watching where a tornado warning is in effect. And there is the potential in here that we could be dealing with a large tornado. This is just a large-sized system. The core of it's right here. It's moving northeastward right now, so it's going to cut across 49. You live anywhere near 49 in southern Yazoo or northern, or I should say western Madison County, a tornado warning in effect. Get to the lowest room, get to the centermost point of your home, okay, or wherever you're watching us right now. Stay away from the windows. If you have something to cover yourself up, definitely take advantage of that to protect yourself from any flying debris out there. A tornado watch in effect for the area as well. This goes until 9 o'clock this evening. I want to show you what velocity looks like in and around southern areas of Yazoo County. So let's keep that in mind. If we could just take a look here at the velocity scan, this is the storm that we're watching. This is Bentonia, and you can see that as this continues, this is very close, very, very close here to the Big Black River is where we believe the center of it is. And we're watching right in here. This is a tight little couplet that just popped up in the last few minutes. If you live near Vernon, okay, that's where this storm is heading right now. It'll be there in the next 3 minutes. 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes right now in Vernon before this cell is right on top of you. So if you live in Vernon, you know the drill. What you want to do at this point, get away from the windows, cover yourself, protect yourself from flying debris, and just go to an interior room wherever you are. Maybe a bathtub and a bathroom. That would certainly help right now until this storm passes. The good news is it's a fast-moving storm, so it will be through Vernon in about the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. A lot of lightning also picking up on the northeast side of the cell, but this is what we're watching here. And at this point in time, this could be a large tornado that is moving northeast. We don't have any reports. We don't have any reports that it's on the ground at this point in time, but this is a Doppler-indicated tornado, okay? And you could see a well-defined hook right in here. This is what we're watching, right in here. And Vernon, it has its eyes set on you. Flora, you're not completely out of the woods, but this cell is moving northeastward, so it's going to skirt on by the northern edge of Flora. But just south of Bentonia, a little Benton in here on Highway 49, this is pretty close to the hamburger joint. That's where we're looking at this storm moving northeastward. Vernon right here, and then you've got Livingston-Vernon Road as this moves northeastward. There it is, the cell on 49. Right now, it is just about to cross 49 north of Cox Perry Road, and this will continue moving northeastward towards Vernon and Livingston-Vernon Road as it pushes out through western areas of Madison County. This is a tornado warning that's in effect. Meteorologist Michael Haynes also joining me. He's monitoring communications right now, waiting to see if we are getting any ground truth reports, only because we did have a tornado, if you remember, about an hour ago that was located in Leake and Scott counties, okay? And in Leake and Scott counties, we did have an actual tornado on the ground. But, Michael, so far, have we heard anything about this? Because it's a well-defined hook on this storm right now.
As of right now, Dave, strictly radar indicated with this storm as it moves to the northeast. Not seeing any type of reports of damage or any type of sightings of a tornado actually on the ground. But it does have a good-looking hook, a very a classic indication based on the radar signature. But that's one thing we've actually seen today with the actual product coming back on the radar, the reflectivity that we're talking about. Sometimes it doesn't match quite up with the intensity we're seeing on the velocity. The velocity is what you're looking at now. That's the wind within the storm. Again, it doesn't look quite as impressive as the actual reflectivity. You see, that's very pronounced hook there. That would often indicate that we could have a very large tornado on the ground, but based on the velocity, doesn't look quite as ominous. So that's a little bit of good news, but we still want to take it very seriously here because it could tighten up very quickly. It could produce a very significant tornado in a big hurry. So if you're in Vernon, along the Highway 49 corridor between Flora and Bentonia, you need to be in your safe place right now as we speak here. And coming out of Hinds County into that southwest part of Madison County, no traveling on Highway 49. We're at rush hour now. A lot of folks heading home. So if you know anyone traveling, let's say from Jackson back up toward Yazoo City, give them a call right now. Make sure they know exactly what's going on.
Want to also point out that while Flora is just on the southern edge of this cell, I also want to point out that the town of Livingston is right in here as well. Okay, it's on the southern fringe of this particular, there it is, there's Livingston, on the southern fringe of this tornado warning. But if this continues moving northeast, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a tight one for Livingston. And then if we go farther on down, should this hold together and should this actually verify as a tornado, Canton, we want to put you on alert, just give you a little heads up, pay attention to what's going on with this storm as we are watching it off to your west. You are not under a warning right now in Canton, but this particular cell is moving northeastward right now, and it is something that bears watching, as the one that I was tracking in Leake County and Scott County a short time ago made a right turn. It was doing a little bit of a right hook, and that's what these storms can do. We call them right turners sometimes, and that's what they can do, is they can actually, they're moving in one direction, but of course they're spinning, they're rotating, so they can certainly hook to the right very easily. But this is the area that we're watching in this tornado warning. We've got about 10,000 folks that live in this particular area for this storm, so just keep that in mind. A little bit of a hook right there as it's moving northeastward. This is so close to the Flora community right now. This is just north of Flora. Give it about a mile, maybe 2 miles north of Flora. It is right on Highway 49, and it's moving northeast towards Vernon, and will continue moving through the countryside here of western Madison County during the course of the next half hour. Got about 20 minutes or so to go on this tornado warning. It's in effect until 5:30. You can see right now there's the time there. Bentonia, by the way, don't want to leave you out of this, but you're not in the tornado warning. However, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. We've been getting reports of large hail from this storm as it moves northeast across Yazoo County. So if you live in Dover and if you live in Scotland, in portions of Yazoo County, large hail is a big threat to you right now. So we want to let you know you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, but it is not a tornado warning. The tornado warning is right in this box, and it goes until 5:30 and involves the western section of Madison County. I do expect probably a good portion here of Yazoo to be removed from the tornado warning shortly, as the northern edge of the storm does not look nearly as impressive as it did just a short time ago. You could see here it was coming out strong where it dumped some large hail. This is north of Edwards, north of Vicksburg here, very close to Redwood. Put out some large hail there. But now, as we're watching the storm, the southern flank of it is just about moving into the western part of Madison County and continuing to track northeastward. And you can see on the velocity scale, we look for the green and the red close together. That is what we call inflow and outflow. Whenever you see that, inflow and outflow, that is the actual tornado or the couplet, and that's what we look for in this situation, and we look for that intense circulation on radar. We've seen it a couple times already today. In one case, it actually verified that it was, in fact, a ground-spotted tornado. It's caused some damage in Scott and Leake counties, and now we have this storm, which is located smack between Bentonia and Flora on Highway 49 and moving northeast at approximately 35 miles an hour right now. And they've just removed Yazoo County. I told you I was thinking that was going to happen here. So really, if you're north of the Big Black River, you're in Yazoo County, don't worry about this particular tornadic storm. You still have to worry about hail. Large hail is a pretty good bet with this storm moving through the area. But it is the area that we're watching right here in western Madison County now in this red box that we are currently concerned about. And Michael, if we can, maybe we'll just scan the box real quick here just to update how many people are are being impacted by this particular tornado warning as it moves on through from southwest to northeast. And there you go, about 1,500 people currently under the gun from this tornado. So if you're close to Vernon, and really Vernon, you're about to be cleared out of it, and we're going to be on the open country here of western Madison County, close to Highway 22, almost to the town of Livingston, which is really right here. Actually, the town of Livingston's right here. Okay, this storm is probably going to be just going a little bit north of you, but not by much. It's going to be a close call. So we want to continue to watch this storm. If it intensifies, a lot of these storms, they go through cycles. And what I mean by that is they can be intense for a little bit, then they weaken, and then they pick up energy once again. But what we have going for us right now is the fact that the sun has set. And so we don't expect temperatures to rise anymore. In fact, just do the opposite. And that should take a little edge off the instability, at least for now. But still, you can see that a tornado warning is in effect for this portion of Madison County, as we have a lot of energy that's built up from today. Temperatures have reached the 70s and 80s in many places across the WLBT viewing area, and this is why we want to be very concerned. There's a stationary boundary. And you may remember we went through warm weather yesterday, then it cooled down after the wind stopped. It cooled down last night. Then today we woke up to fog and things warmed up again, and now we're paying the price, so to speak, for the warm, unstable air that we have in place. But with this boundary around, we're going to see showers and storms firing up along the boundary. I know you see a red box here in eastern Louisiana. I know you see this one in eastern Mississippi. So far, these are tornadoes that are being reported in and around the area. So
we have two hot spots this afternoon, one in East Louisiana that doesn't affect us around here, but another hot spot into the north of I-20 and especially along and just east of I-55. And along and north of this boundary here, that's one thing that we picked up on earlier today that seems to be verifying, and that's the reason these storms right now are weakening a bit as they come up toward Warren County, and then they strengthen and tighten up in terms of their rotation as they head a little bit farther toward Interstate 55 and north of I-20, and that's what we are tracking right now. At least that's the pattern that we're in at the moment. So that's why the area that under the gun here over the next several hours, at least as of right now, generally north of I-20 and especially east of I-55, that's where we have the greatest number of warnings right now in the state of Mississippi as far as tornado warnings are concerned.
All right, tornado warning in effect for Madison County. This will go until 5:30 this evening. A tornado warning in effect for Madison County. It includes areas just to the east of Flora at this point in time. It also includes the town of Livingston right here as this cell continues moving northeastward. Okay, this is a Doppler indicated tornado, but a short time ago we did have a confirmed tornado on the ground in Leake and Scott counties. And for more on that, Maggie Wade has a monitoring communication. She's been in touch with MEMA to give us some additional information on damage reports that are coming in.
All right, Dave, thanks so much. Right now we have on the phone Lee Smithson. He's the executive director of the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency. What can you tell us about this dangerous system that has moved through Mississippi?
Well, Maggie, we've been monitoring the system just like you all have all day. The one confirmed tornado on the ground was the one that you reported in Leake and Scott counties. But preliminary reports are that there were no structural damages in that tornado system. But we are, of course, monitoring not just the local viewing area, but we're also monitoring a tornado warning right now in Calhoun, Chickasaw, Pontotoc counties, Winston County, Neshoba County, and Montgomery and Webster County. So we've got these supercells breaking out all through the state. We'll continue to watch them, but right now we've got no confirmed reports of any kind of structural damage, and fortunately at this point no injuries reported either.
And I was going to ask you about injuries. We know that when we have systems like this, we're getting the warnings out much faster, and we've been on the air. You guys have been getting the warnings out. Social media helps so much.